Aloha, beautiful, golden, galactic, cosmic, celestial family on the planet. We bliss here, doing a little love stream on the return of the goddess. So we've been tuning into these equinox energies. The equinox, for those who don't know, the equinox is a time of balance. It's considered the true new year in many traditions, and it is when all that has hibernated within us is coming to our awareness in the spring energies in the northern hemisphere. So even though time isn't real and doesn't exist, and even though the guidance said the precession of the equinoxes collapsed, came to an end in June of 2018, even though we wouldn't hear about that in the news, what we are tuning into on these energies right now is the return of the goddess in all. And so we wanted to do a little LoveStream drop-in to just tune in with the fam and share about a new website we pod are going to be launching to bring through and share these transmissions that are coming through. These transmissions about the return of the goddess. The goddess is all about our superabundance. She's all about beauty. She's all about our connection to nature. She's all about harmony and balance. She's all about joy and ecstatic living. She's orgasmic. She's beautiful. She is divine. And she is sensual and exquisite. And she resides within us all. And when the goddess is awake, we radiate with life. And we are starting to witness this in all of our human family. We're starting to see the goddess awaken in the masculine, which is the most incredible and beautiful thing to witness in our creation. As the masculine begin to finally turn away from what they were told had value and meaning, even though within their hearts they knew it didn't, and starting to take their power of their sacral back, starting to wake themselves up from that lower sacral bondage to the matrix, to the fictional fiction, and rising that kundalini up into their heart. I saw this beautiful picture of a soldier from the Ukraine, and he was standing at attention, and his eyes were all red. It was red around his nose, and you could tell that he was crying, and it was such an epitome, this picture, of what the masculine was forced to go through in the fictional fiction planet, and what the masculine is waking up from now. So that is our gardener Francesco out there with his little blower, if you hear that funny sound. And we love Francesco. He always shows up with his blower when we do love streams. And he tends to the goddess of the garden. He's such a miraculous being. So yeah, we just wanted to do a quick little tune in to say that in tracking with these spring equinox energies, it's really about the return of the goddess to all. And so what we are seeing is a massive transformation coming for the collective consciousness. A few miracle nights ago, we bliss were well in rest, and the guidance woke we up, and suddenly We's consciousness was traveling through these underground tunnels, and specifically to London. And we were in all these rooms with the barristers and the solicitors, and we were igniting in the goddess in all, and we could see that all over the planet, the unconscious levels of the egoic energy that has resisted the return of the goddess within all life was collapsing. And the guidance was showing how all the structures on the planet, we're just going to go inside because our little Francesco is doing his gardening. And so what the guidance was showing is that how the systems on the planet have been created based on an energy that has harvested the energy of the goddess. And kudos and call outs to Colin Smith of Lifting the Veil, who has returned to his postings on Facebook and YouTube as well. And he is showing a lot of the hidden secrets and symbolism in the Masonic realities that were all about the wisdom and knowledge of harvesting the energy of the yoni, the goddess, the womb, and hidden in plain sight, why so many systems were designed to bridle the feminine energy in marriage as chattel to the masculine. So this transmission was coming through the other night. It was extremely profound. Like I say, it was the middle of the night, and I was deeply in rest. So when these transmissions come through, they come through with superabundance, and We Bliss just kind of hangs out and witnesses so that I can receive the articulation to share with others what is going on in the inner realms of human consciousness, so that we can be prepared for the waves that are coming. So if this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. I also put a link in the description box here. If you're not on the mailing list and you want to join the mailing list because you want to hear more about the new website that's coming in, all the incredible offerings that we have been creating and collaborating on with WePod, who have been present to these transmissions for many miracle years. Please join the mailing list through that little link. And as we send out information about our new up and coming website that is all about the return of the goddess, and we'll talk more about what that is all about, because these transmissions can track any level of cosmic information, which is what makes being a vessel of these transmissions really fun. Okay, so what we were shown is that the systems have been based on that harvesting of the feminine energy, which of course those systems knew. That's what the secret societies were really all about, was keeping secret the truth of the power of the yoni. And the guidance was showing why marriage was created so very long ago, which gave the fictional fiction distorted version of the masculine access to 0 point through the feminine womb, and to access that 0 point creative power, and then create without the feminine, hand in hand, without inciting the feminine voice and co-creating and collaborating. So that's the metaphor of the football in the arms of the quarterback who takes the football and runs it for the heroic touchdown. That is the fictional fiction world that we have come from, and that is how all of the systems in that fictional fiction were created. The quarterback running with the energy of 0 point, taking it from the goddess, not inviting the voice of the goddess for that creative power, and basically creating an empire that is not only just about to fall, but has already fallen from the perspective of the inner realms. And so the next 6 months are, the guidance is saying the goddess is going viral within us. And congratulations to our human family who's gone super deep to clear out everything in resistance inside of ourselves for this true birthing, this true sovereign birthright of this energy to be restored within all of us. So I'm being reminded that in some of the online retreats and transmissions that I've shared before, when we've had masculine participants, one of the things that the guidance took me to was videos of the Hawaiian hula schools, and to show specifically to our masculine brothers what true divine masculine looks like. And anyone can Google, the masculine hula schools or those versions of hula and see the incredible beauty, the incredible radiance, the goddess radiating through these incredibly strong, powerful, masculine beings who actually achieve great feats of strength that requires great tests of courage in what they learn in the hula schools, and how they become protectors of the planet, of the garden, and of nature itself. And simultaneously, these beings are not disconnected from the goddess. She lives within them. And that is what is really returning to all of us now. So as any aspect of us is dissolving, we're not going to say at this level it's masculine or feminine. We're going to say as the aspects of us that are dissolving, that are the egoic mechanism that is in resistance for the transformation. Those are the parts of us all that Rome built inside of us. Systems of hierarchy and systems that inspired competition, not inspired collaboration inside of us all. And so truly, as we say, what the guidance was showing in the transmission that was coming through the last miracle, a few miracle nights ago, as I say, my consciousness was going into all these underground tunnels, mostly into London, to the barristers and solicitors, and showing how the medical systems, the dental systems, chiropractic, law, judiciary, border patrol, police force, military, all of it has been constructed on the energy of the goddess. And by bridling and chatteling the feminine to a distorted world through the bondage of the marriage certificate, which is something that is considered normal to get married. And really the guidance was showing what it all has been about. And so as the feminine starts to rise up, and again, shout out to Colin Smith, lifting the veil, for all of the very visual posts that he makes to show how the Masonic symbols are connected to the human body, specifically the feminine womb, the feminine yoni. And to see with clarity once one's eyes open, and we will be sharing a transmission with all that came through the other night to really invite contemplation through the feminine on the planet about what we are allowing to access the energy of the 0 point, the G spot in our womb. And if we give our consent to those old structures and systems anymore, and if it is the miracle for us to take that energy back inside of ourselves and to access that creative power and create with those reflections of ourself in the masculine who know and understand and honor and respect the goddess, because the goddess lives within us all. And without the goddess present in existence, that is called hell on earth. And it is no fun for anyone at all. So I'm going to leave it here. I got a little distracted with, of course, Francisco has stopped doing his blowing. I got a little distracted with his blowing and coming inside, and there's a lot of pieces here right now, but I'm just going to leave this love stream here right now. If it's inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. If you want to be in the mailing list to learn more about our website that's coming out, which is really the Return of the Goddess. And when we talk about the Return of the Goddess, we're talking about the unlocking of everything, the super abundance inside of us all, the unlocking of the mitochondria, the unlocking of our superabundant capacities to move in and out of time and space at will. We are talking about the unlocking of it all, and we are talking about the unlocking of the human heart. We are talking about the unlocking of joy. We are talking about the unlocking of beauty. we are talking about the unlocking of creativity. We are talking about the unlocking of miracles. We are talking about the unlocking of incredible relationships and communities, and basically the unlocking of the garden that we are in, and all the mystical aspects that are just waiting for us to find her sacred portals. So we love we so much, and aloha.